Sometimes it doesn't work very well. Okay, uh, that's a start. Let me introduce myself. Okay, Ali is joining us any minute now. Okay, my name is Reza. I'm from Iran, Tehran. Me and my English teacher, I mean Ali, we have been trying for a long time to produce English video podcasts with people from all around the world, like Colombia, South of America, USA, some countries from Europe. And this is the first time which we have a guest from the beautiful land such as England. It's really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Great.
Nice meeting
What's
you
your
too.
name?
My name is Gizem and I teach English in London. I've been living in London for 10 years now. And yeah, but I'm Turkish. I was born in Izmir and it's a beautiful place. For anybody that ever wonders, I suggest that you do go and see. Go check it out for yourself. Especially in summer, it's beautiful. But
Yeah.
going back to London, of course, London is so pretty. There's so much to do in here. So yeah, any time of the year, you will be cold. Like in August today, it's so cold. I've got a fan heater blowing on my feet because I'm so embarrassed to put the central heating on today.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. How long have you been there? I'm in England.
It's been 10 years.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Uh, Sorry, let me share the invitation link with my friend. I think he didn't
problem.
as the link.
No
Uh,
problem. Do
and
you mind if I drink coffee because it's really
no, no,
nice
no. Make
coffee?
it easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love my coffee. Everybody that knows me know about that.
And me too. I can only work with coffee, you know. Without
Right. I
coffee,
mean,
my brain doesn't work.
same here. I have to wake up and have a cup of hot coffee.
And it seems you usually drink European coffee. Is that right? Like French coffee or Italian coffee?
Um, Basically, I love all sorts of coffee, but I've got a coffee machine does the espresso, and then um, I make myself a latte with milk. And I don't like the instant coffee, and unless I have to, I don't
Oh,
drink
yeah.
instant coffee. But if I have to have a quick coffee, then it has to be French press, like cafetiere.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. I,
Hello, Ali.
Uh,
Hello.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay. I assume you can hear me well.
Yes, I can hear you well. How are you?
Very well, thanks for asking. Uh, so probably Reza knows my name. My name's Ali, and I've just joined. So you guys are talking about coffee or something?
Yes.
Exactly. Where have you been? Yes. Do you
Um,
love coffee?
okay. And
Let me
and
tell you something interesting. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a guest from France, but those guys originally from England. I remember that man told me they didn't never drink any American coffee, they just drink only European coffee, like French coffee. I remember at that moment, whenever I would want to talk with European people, like England people or French people, I don't say anything about coffee like Starbucks, like Colombian coffee, because I'm sure that they hate American coffee. Is that right?
I don't think so. I mean, Starbucks here in England is so popular. When you go to South Bank, for example, in London, and then you start walking, every few minutes you look around, you will see one Starbucks or Costa, or people do love their coffee. But you do get different types of coffee beans in every shop, and I think maybe they choose what they like to drink. so I don't know.
Oh, great. And also, I hear something strange about coffee. I heard some European people drink decaf coffee. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God,
That's
it's really
right. That
strange because we only drink coffee because of the caffeine.
caffeine in it. Yes, that's the whole purpose of drinking it. But there are different reasons of drinking decaf. So, for example, when I was pregnant, um, it's not advisable to have lots of caffeine because it's not good for the baby, for the development. So I was opting for decaf. And I have a friend who gets lots of very strong headaches if she has a cup of strong coffee. So when she comes to my house, she always says, "Oh, no coffee for me," because my coffee is always strong. I don't know. She says that. So she drinks decaf, especially in the evenings. So yeah, and some people are allergic to caffeine, I've heard. So it's their purpose, I suppose. But yeah, it's always nice to have that kick in, especially in the morning. You wake up and then you have your coffee and then you're good to go. It sets you for the day. Do you guys drink like every morning religiously?
How about tea? Is it something popular in London?
Oh, tea is lifestyle in England. You must have heard it.
Oh.
English tea and then cream tea and everything. Tea o'clock, 5 o'clock tea. So tea is a lifestyle. So yes. And then on Twitter yesterday, which account was that? I don't remember. It was just a late night scroll, and people were discussing about which tea bags they prefer, they love most, and there was a huge discussion on it. I was like, okay, I should not write anything on that because I don't choose my tea bags. It's just coffee that I choose. So yeah, I will stay away from that topic.
Oh, they
But
serve
yeah.
coffee in warm manner or with cold, with ice.
We get iced coffee, yeah, and I like that as well, especially if it's a hot summer's day, which is really
How
rare in
about
London.
yes? How about iced tea?
Iced tea again, I have not seen many iced tea drinkers, but then what do I know? Maybe it's just the population that I mingle with that don't like iced tea, so I don't know.
Do
How
you
about
know?
in Iran?
Yes, we in
Do,
Iran the most popular drink is just coffee, but warm coffee. It's not iced
yeah,
coffee. People in Iran, I'm sure, people in Iran hate iced coffee. But I
really?
heard in America, yes, in
Yeah.
USA, people drink a lot of cold drinks with a lot of bunch of ice, iced tea,
Yes,
green iced tea, iced coffee, iced latte, something like this.
yes, and it's quite nice. I mean, it depends how you make it, I suppose. Do you like it with syrup, like caramel syrup, and different flavorings, and then maybe you have cream on top? So it's not just coffee, it turns into dessert after all. Ali, I missed where you are from.
Me?
Sorry, the connection was interrupted.
Yeah, where are you from, Ali?
Well, I'm originally from Iran. I was, but I don't mention it as Iran, so you would probably hear me saying something like, uh, yeah, people in Iran actually, we drink pretty much everything like hot, like crazy hot. In Iran, if as you probably know, tea is also really popular in our country. And not my generation, but the like my elders, my grandma, my even my papa.
Yeah, your
When
mum and dad and
when the tea gets cold, they don't drink it. They ask someone to replace it. So to get a warm tea, to get a hot one. And
okay.
yeah,
So
not cold.
do you have something like I know it from Turkey because I'm Turkish. I don't know if you heard that part. We call it in Turkish semaver. It's like a big teapot,
Yeah,
enormous teapot with
it,
electricity. It runs with electricity. I think they made the new versions, but I've been in London for 10 years, so I don't know. It's always on the table working, so people keep helping themselves tea after tea.
exact. The pronunciation is samovar.
Oh, it's almost the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like a huge metallic kettle, which
Yeah.
which works with electricity, of course, and also with gas. But let me tell you something really unique, probably in Iran, which is like it works with the coal, charcoal.
Yeah,
So you get a taste of a smoky drink, if
that
that's
I'm interested in now. I should try. I wonder if I can find it in London. Hmm.
I guess there are probably many Iranian restaurants that serve it because a friend of mine just told there is a street which is like a lot of Iranian Persian shops, mostly food and those kind of stuff. You can probably find. Where are you? Which city are you from?
In Turkey, Izmir. In London, right now. I'm living in London, in England.
Back there you were in Izmir.
Yes, in
You were there as a teacher or something?
no, I was born there and raised, and I left when I was 19 years old for university.
Uh-huh.
I moved to Istanbul for 3 years, and then I moved to London after
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
Izmir
yeah.
was my best travel ever in life.
Oh,
I
you've been there.
yeah, I've been.
Oh, wow. Did
I
you
know a
like
couple of words like çok teşekkür ederim, which
it?
basically means thank you, something like that.
Thank
Those
you
are the
very
only.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got lots of words that mean thank you, like teşekkürler,
Teşekkür.
sağ ol, teşekkür ederim. All the same, same meaning. Yeah, very good. Lovely. Your turn now, Reza. You have
Oh,
to go.
great. Tell me about beautiful places in your country. I heard London, it has a lot of beautiful landscape, beautiful places, and some people called it land of palaces. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, where I live is the Royal Borough of Greenwich, so where the meridian is literally, situated. So I worked there, I studied there, I lived there. So we have parks, lots of parks, and all the parks are beautiful, absolutely amazing, so green, and you can see lots of wildlife, which was surprising to me because you can even feed the wild birds in your hand. They come and land on your hand, they're tiny, so cute. And then you can find squirrels all around and deers and yeah, green parrots as well everywhere, which was really surprising again. Um, Apart from parks, lots of palaces. Alton Palace is just down the road from where I live. Um, you can visit so much. You will never have enough time at the weekend if you're off at the weekend working during the week. You will never have enough time because there's so
Great.
much to see, so many places to go discover. Kew Gardens is one of the best as well. Um, yes, I can talk about the parks all day long if you want. Hyde Park is one of the best, but my favorite is of course Greenwich Park because that's my local park. So I love going there and then just walking around, feeding animals, taking my daughter and having an ice cream. It's very nice and chilling as well. And you can see all sorts of age groups that old people just coming and walking hand in hand, people bringing their kids, and some people do their exercises, lots of runners as well. I used to run there often, not anymore. I'm getting lazy in my old age. Yeah. Yeah. So
Beside the history and peoples in London also it's a very modern land. I'm a software engineer. I know one of the most famous company which was established in London, which is called Raspberry Pi. Do you know anything about Raspberry Pi?
Name? I've heard the name.
Yes.
I'm not one of the most techie type of people in the world,
Yes,
you know.
Raspberry Pi is the first company in the London which they produced a pocket-sized computer, a
Tell
little
me about it,
computer.
please.
Yes, let me show you. Let me show you the Raspberry Pi.
I did see the little online adverts
Oh,
for those things,
this
but
is the Raspberry Pi.
okay, what do you do with it? Oh, I sound horrible, I know. What does it do to me? In my pocket I have a little computer, but it's not like a smartphone. So, how can I use it in my daily life, for example?
Oh, it's just a computer. It's like as your laptop and your PC, but it's a pocket-sized computer. It has everything. It has CPU,
Oh, now
central
it makes
personal unit, GPU. It has four USBs,
sense.
network adapter, wireless, but it produced in London.
Okay, so now I sound like complete.
Well,
So at least I've learned something, so that's good.
you're not the only one, I guess, because this guy's a computer genius, and every time we get into a discussion, I'm like, yo, okay, this is the computer science, and I have to keep my mouth shut. That's it.
I'm like
No, no,
you,
no.
Ali. I'm like you. Yeah, it's just
Oh yeah.
terrible. Technology and me, we are now getting along. I want to learn more. It just takes too much time, though. Starting from scratch. It's just difficult. I just created my new website. Anybody wants to go with it? English with Gizem.com. I teach English there as well. So
Great.
yeah, just setting the theme, the font. It took me 2 days. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like, why it's not fitting the screen? So I was typing this, googling that, reading this, and I was like, I don't get this. Do I give up? I was like, no, I don't want to give up. I will do this. So in the end, I set something. I hope it's nice. Yeah,
Well,
but
you mentioned your website. What? I mean, I haven't actually realized what's your job.
oh yes, because we missed each other in the beginning. That's why. I teach English to foreign speakers. So
Okay, you're an
I'm a
ESL teacher, awesome.
ESL teacher, yeah, and
And
I do other things along the line as well. I do GCSE teaching, GCSE level English teaching,
yep.
and for schools like primary. Generally, I work for secondary and colleges, the secondary schools and colleges in London. Once a year, when they have their GCSE examination, I go and work as a Turkish GCSE examiner.
Oh well.
So yeah,
You're
that's
you're an you're an ESL teacher. Awesome. Me too. Actually, I teach English in my country, and I've been to Izmir. That's the point. Because I was there to get my CELTA, and
Oh,
then
really? You've done it in my hometown? Okay. How was it? Salta can be really tough. I've done mine in here in London 2 years ago.
the worst thing about it was that I missed the opportunity to discover the city, because it was so intense that I couldn't actually enjoy the city. But just I had like 2 days, and I found Izmir to be honestly one of the most beautiful cities in my life, my whole life. It was really amazing. But by the way, what kind of content do you create for your website?
Right now, I've just got two posts on it. Uh, one telling people who I am, what I do, and
Mm.
the other one is talking about kinds of words. So there are four types of words in English. I kept it very short and brief without going into detail. So we've got nouns, we've got verbs, and then we've got adjectives and adverbs. So what they do in a sentence, what sort of qualities they bring into your sentence. Oh, my 2-year-old is shouting in the background saying, "That's my shadow."
That's
Sorry,
fine.
she's
That's
so
just
lovely.
so.
So yeah, in near future, I will be working on it daily from now on because literally I've just set it up, and I will be writing mini ebooks. and then I will be selling them there. And most things will be for free. Teaching all sorts of different qualities of English language, and then there will be exercises for learners to do and answer key as well. So it's just for learners to discover.
Okay,
And
that's
along the
Great.
way, I will also learn how to do this because I'm learning all this
You know,
right now.
I think you are doing a great job because I think teaching English in a city like London is a very hard task, I think, because it
Yeah,
has a lot of proficient teacher. I think I know a lot of teachers from
competition.
London.
Yeah, great.
Yes, I think maybe you have a lot of competitors. Is that right?
Absolutely right. You have no idea. Sometimes yeah, I mean, when I was out of work or starting, let me say, no, I wasn't out of work, but when I was trying to start as an ESL teacher in London, it took me a long time trying to understand how the market worked, what the competitors were like, and what I was facing, and uh, the contract types are so different than any other job sector in England as well, because there is something called 0 hour contract. So that was something shocking for me. I kept saying, if I had known it was this hard, would I still choose this? I don't know. So apart from 0 hour contract, there was the self-employed aspect of the job, because the first school I worked for would not employ you. They they would work with you if you were a self-employed teacher. So you're doing everything by yourself, registering as a self-employed person, like a small company, if you like, paying your own taxes and working that out. You had to be your own accountant, and I did not enjoy it, but it was easy enough because the platform online was much easier than expected. So, but it was difficult to start, yeah.
and how long have you been teaching in London?
Um, I actively probably 8, 9 years now. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Apart from the time that I was trying to start and teach. Yeah.
And this is, I guess that this is the first year that you've decided to go online and teach online and have your own website and all those kind of stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, with coronavirus and having my baby. I mean, before having my daughter, I was working in a school, and it was all good, working fine. I was happy where I was, but once I took my maternity leave, um, I thought I'm gonna go back. I will have the baby. I will have my 9 months of maternity, and then I will go back. But then once you have that baby in your arms, everything changes. You're not the same person you were before. I was like, oh, I can't leave her at 9 months because I also don't have a family here, so she would have to go to a nursery. And I was like, I can't do that to a little baby, so I kind of resigned my job, but I
Oh,
kept teaching online throughout because I had my Skype students at the time. So I kept them going without stopping. And then just recently, I was gonna go back to teaching in June. I actually lined the job up. And then in September, I was gonna start doing my master's, which I couldn't do 7 years ago. Oh, I can tell you about it later. So yeah,
Great.
because of
Fantastic.
coronavirus, school didn't open, so I thought online is better.
To be honest, English learners really like British English, and specifically about accent. And I know in London, in just a small region, they have a lot of accent, just maybe around
Yes,
four accent or five accent. Is that right?
yes, I mean there is the North London accent, the Southeast London accent. It's just all different. So me, I don't have a particular London accent. I don't think I bring my own Turkish identity in this topic. So I sound a bit not even properly like a Turkish, I don't think. I'm in the middle somewhere. don't belong any group now.
You're an
So
individual separated from both.
yeah, I suppose. But it's hard trying to imitate an accent, so I find it hard anyway. Some people are great at that. I'm not. So North London accent. I think I noticed some people say like instead of th, they say f, for f,
Yeah.
f. I
Yes.
think, bro, I think. So
Oh, yes, yes. I heard this kind of things
yeah,
from Scottish people sometimes.
yeah. Scottish accent don't go in there. Sometimes I find it difficult to understand as well. It can be so strong. It's all about getting used to it. Yeah, the northern
Oh,
you go, the harder it gets to me. Because I think I'm not exposed to that accent on a daily life, on a daily basis. So that's why. Yeah, do you prefer one specific accent yourselves or?
yes,
There's
I prefer.
yeah, there is an accent which I've heard from so many British friends, which is Cockney accent.
What accent? Sorry, say it
Cockney
again.
accent. The Cockney accent.
Okay.
Like a true Londoner, like Jason Statham. I don't know if you know him. Or,
Yeah.
his his accent is just freaking awesome. You know what I'm like? I
Yeah.
do like that guy because of his Cockney accent, and
And his films.
I don't
Also,
care about his act. He's just his accent is like freaking awesome. That's why I like him.
so he
And
talks and you listen. That's it.
yeah, that's the accent I like. I've been trying to just practice a little bit of it, but I found it too difficult, man. There's just the glottalized T, the r sound, so
Yeah.
many features. You know what I mean? Like it was
I
so
mean,
great.
my husband is English, true Londoner. He was born and raised here, and his family as well. So when he speaks, I feel like, oh, I've been with this man for over 10 years and I'm still speaking like this. Why can't I just imitate him, you know? It doesn't work like that. He should have been fluent in Turkish by now, and he's not. Yeah, it doesn't
Yes,
work
it's
like
really
that.
so hard. Let me tell you something interesting. Yeah, interesting story about myself. Um, in fact, in the past, I tried to imitate a British accent. Sometimes I made a lot of mistakes. I had a conversation with some Irish guys and British guys. When, for example, when I would want to introduce myself, I used to say, I'm a software engineer. What that boys told me, oh, what the hell are you saying? It sounds
Why?
very bad.
Why?
Software, British people don't say that. Software engineer. He told me you should say software engineer. Is
Oh,
that right?
software. Yes, software.
But no, 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 no. He told me you should pronounce the R in software because after that it's a vowel sound.
I don't know. I should get my husband and say it for us. Yeah, I don't know. I would say software.
You know, this brings me this brings
Oh,
this brings
shame.
up a question. What do you think? Do you think that a non-native English speaker can learn the accent? I mean, I'm asking
Yes,
from someone who's been living there for 10 years.
they
As
can,
you,
apart from me. Anyone but me can do it. And I'm so serious. I'm so bad at accents, and I do find it embarrassing. But yes, people can do. I had friends, uh, even when we were in Turkey. I mean, they were absolutely amazing on imitating the TV shows we were watching. And then when they spoke, I was like, okay, all right, well done. Hats off. But I can't. Now it's all about it's also, I think, in my case, I get shy. So I get shy imitating. So I'm not a good actor either. So you have to be confident. If you're if you're not embarrassed to, pronounce and try, get your tongue moving and open your mouth a bit more, you will get there. But if you're like me, oh, I look stupid, I'm shy, then you will never get there. Yeah, it can be achieved.
Great. Let me ask an interesting question.
Yeah,
I
go
had
on.
a lot of conversation with American guys, and sometimes we have talked about American things and something like this. One interesting question for American people is they think British people they suppose they are so high prestige and high class people, and they think, in fact, they put on the air. Is that right? Do you think? But you are so humble. You're an English teacher and you're so humble. I know, but I'm talking about other British people, native British people. Is that right?
Um, what do you mean? Like they're always humble or not? Or
No,
high prestige or?
they're mostly, whenever whenever they speak, they mostly sound a little bit like arrogant-ish, if you put it that way.
I
Like,
think it depends. I mean, where are they from? Their education background, and uh, I'm thinking of the people I know. Okay, friends, family. Don't take it personally, okay? Let me think for 2 seconds. No, I mean, not all. Some, yes, but like in anywhere. In general, I think it depends on where they work and their education background because you can get really snob people, and I've seen many, and there are so many humble, lovely people, helpful people as well. So I don't want to be harsh on them, yeah, by saying. But it can be. I mean, I also know some American people. They can be so arrogant. So it all depends who you're talking to.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
it
agree
goes
more.
for Turkish as well. For everybody. Yeah. I mean, I
Great.
studied here in university, so I think of my lecturers, and they were awesome people. Even now, when we bump into each other, because where I graduated from, I also started working next door, literally. So we keep seeing each other on the road, and even now they're so helpful. They just keep saying, "Do you need connections? Come for coffee." So humble.
Great. Let's talk about interesting things. Let's talk about foods. Tell me about favorite foods in London.
Fish and chips,
Oh
sausage.
yes, I know that. Yes, fish and
Yeah,
chips.
fish and chips always the most popular, one of the most popular food. And wherever you go, you will find it. So if you love fish, you're okay. And what else? Pie and mash. I love pie and mash. It doesn't
Oh,
agree
great.
with my, weight, but yeah, I love it. So it's not good if you're on a diet. I mean, pie and mash, fish and chips, pastries like Cornish pastry and shepherd's pie. They have lovely, lovely pies in London, in England. Um, Thinking about more food, the crumble, like the dessert, traditional dessert. Apple crumble, rhubarb crumble. Do you know the plant rhubarb?
No,
Um,
I don't.
Rid of it.
I didn't know it when I lived in Turkey. So when I came here, I was like, "What is rhubarb?" And then it's like what's it like? It's like a long plant like this. Um, it can be green to pinkish in color. You know the celery sticks? It resembles that, but long and slim. And then they chop them in little cubes and put in crumbles. And it's a sweet thing. You can either have ice cream or custard on top. Oh, I prefer custard. And it's amazing. Yeah, and so many other things. Victoria sponge cake. I love cake. So. You're making me hungry now. And I've got coffee. Why don't
Oh.
I have a slice of cake? Yeah.
Great.
Then that.
I heard something strange. You know, in European countries, there are a lot of kind of bread. You know, and there is a special bread which is called French bread. It's so hard and big, like
I had that just this morning in the house. If you called early, you could have seen. I ate it all. Yeah, it's
I,
an
I I heard it's so hard. You know, it's like a
it's not
brick
meant
and
to
something
be.
like this.
It's not meant to be hard. Why? Maybe it's stale, that's why. No, when you get it fresh, it's not hard. It's crusty. It's not a soft bread. It's crusty. So if you've got weak teeth, you shouldn't have it at all. It's long and slim bread. You cut in and then make your sandwiches inside. It's really nice. Really nice.
Oh.
You can even call it baguette, but it shouldn't be that hard. Just crusty. Yeah, it's really nice. But when you walk into a bakery, um, yeah, you've got lots and lots of different types of bread. When I was in university, I worked in a bakery for 3 months, just until I get myself started as a teacher. Um, they put me in the counter to sell, to do the till, and then I looked behind me. There was shelf after shelf with bread, and I'm saying, "What's this one? Farmhouse. What's this one? Some something else. What's this? What's this?" I was like, "I can't remember all this. Don't leave me." So I had to write down all the names and prices and the codes. So it can be a tough job learning the names, but they're all nice bread. Soda bread. There's a type of bread you can take the inside out, put your soup in, and eat.
Oh,
Yeah, really nice one.
interesting. In Iran, we don't have that many types of bread. Like in Iran, there are like the major types of bread, which are like less than five, I guess. Am I right?
Okay.
Less than five,
Yes, I think so.
like, and the majority of people.
It's like tortilla bread, American Mexican tortilla bread, I think. And
Yeah,
also in India, people call naan.
Yes,
Yes,
very
even
nice.
call naan. Yes.
I know
I
the
think
British word. I know the Turkish word for it, ekmek. Am I
ekmek,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct. I was trying to teach my daughter this morning. She keeps saying bread because I gave her a bit of baguette, French baguette, and she keeps saying bread, and I'm saying, yeah, now Turkish ekmek, and she says bread, and I'm like, no. Yeah, so I
Ha-
love
ha-
it.
Are you trying to teach your daughter some I mean Turkish words as well?
Yes, she's been raised as bilingual at the moment, uh, because she hears English predominantly. She prefers to speak in English, but she understands Turkish absolutely fine. Um, I speak when we're alone. I always speak in Turkish, and then if I say, for example, "Bring me the cup," obviously I don't say that, but if I say, "Bring me this," "Bring me your toy," she will bring it, but her answer will always be in English.
Okay, so as just no, she understands it, but she's not speaking Turkish.
No, not unless she has to. My mom doesn't speak English, so when we were video calling her the other day, she was like, "Anani, look, I will count the numbers for you." So she was bir, iki, üç. Oh, and then my mom was, "Wow, she can speak." That was surprising for both of us. So she knows.
Oh, great. How about you? How many language do you know?
I speak two languages fluently, and then I was very fluent in German. I forgot it completely.
Oh,
And then
great.
I was fluent in Italian as well. Again, since I moved to London, I did not practice it much, so I can hold a basic conversation in Italian or read and find my way around, but I'm not very fluent, so I would say like maybe pre-intermediate levels.
Oh, great. Let me ask you an interesting question. People usually think German language is so
Difficult.
strong. If
It
no,
is
no,
very strong. It is. Yeah,
it's not so smooth, I think. Is that right?
I agree because the sounds you produce from the throat I find very difficult. I found, I mean, I don't speak now, so in fact, when I read, I don't even recognize most of those words anymore. But yeah, ich, ich habe Hunger. So I'm saying I'm hungry. It's like ich habe Hunger. It's not very soft.
Okay, and what is the second language which people in England would prefer to learn as a second language?
I think French and also now Spanish is on people's list to learn as well. So yeah, French and Spanish.
Oh, great! It means French teacher can make a lot of money. Is that right? In England?
I should think so. Yes, yes. Yeah, because in
Great.
schools, I think kids learn French and Spanish. So if you tutor one of those languages, parents will always come to you after school hours. Yeah.
And
Do you guys?
I'm pretty sure that in Spain, a lot of people are learning English, and English has become it's been a huge thing in Spain. And I guess there are so many teachers in probably Britain that would like to go there and then just teach there because the
Yes.
salaries,
The
the
weather
payment.
is weather is lovely. They've got beautiful beaches. Yeah, well, this was one aspect. But yeah, the salaries, I actually don't know because when I did my Salta, we had classmates then. They all decided to move there and they already lined their jobs up and they were ready to move as soon as they got their certificates. So, but my life was already set in here, so I've never checked the payments or what the offer was. But yeah, I know many of my colleagues and friends either work there or want to work there. So I know it's popular. In fact, if you're an ESL teacher, I think because the competition is so high in England, especially in London, so many ESL teachers prefer to go abroad to teach. So China, Japan, Thailand, it's
Vietnam.
all those.
Vietnam these days is becoming a very popular destination for ESL teachers as well.
Those places are so pretty and it's such a great opportunity to go and discover. So
Uh,
I wanted to go and work in Japan. I was looking for some corporations there, but of course I have a daughter, so either I take her with me or I don't go. So we will travel there soon when she's a bit older. I've got friends there, so we will go visit them and then travel together. I'm just
Great,
looking.
great. To be honest, I know Britain with the movies, with the slapstick style movies, comedy style movies.
Yes,
Like Mr. Bean,
yes.
if I remember correctly, Amir Jalili, actor. Do you know him?
Who?
It's
Um,
a stand-up comedian.
Omid
um,
Jalili.
Omid
no,
Jalili, yes.
I
Yeah.
don't
He's so
know.
famous. Yes, he's
Yeah.
a stand-up comedian in London, I think. And I know a
I
lot.
will
And
check
also,
though.
yes, and also I've found, those English teacher which they combine the sense of humor and teaching English, they become so famous in London. Like Papa English, like
Yes.
Luke Thompson English. I know those teachers. Tell me about that. Tell me about sense of humor in teaching English in Britain, in London.
So basically, when you have a little bit of sense of humor in something, you make it more memorable and more enjoyable. So rather than sitting there and reading or listening and just taking notes for hours, if there is something to laugh about, it will be more memorable for you. You will never forget, and you will think at the end of the lesson, oh, that was fun. I want to do it again. I want to go there again and see her and him, you know. It will make you feel like I'm ready to go back. So it's a good way to teach. I mean, especially when you're teaching as well as a teacher, you can get bored because it's such a um, tiring thing to do. You're thinking, you're explaining, you're talking non-stop and then answering questions. So why should you make it also boring for yourself? I mean, I like having fun. Sometimes when we do readings, especially, I'll talk about from this morning. We've done a reading which was long about wild boars, the wild pig, you know. And the grammar questions following that was long and boring. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I looked at my student's face, and then he was like, "I need to read." It's like he's never read in his life. uh, yes, please. You know that would help. Oh, okay. I thought really bad. Like, why did I even choose this lesson? And I thought, you know what? Let's change. So I just changed everything, and then we just quickly finished that. The second part that we did was so funny. It was hilarious. It was about in future you're going into a shop, changing your body parts, like you're buying wigs, for example. Right now you can go in and buy. Oh, I want green wig. I want this. But in future you're walking and changing your nose like that. Oh, I want this one, that one, and then I'm gonna change this finger, that finger. And it was so funny. And then I thought, you know what? We will just do this. So it shows humor does pay off, even when learning.
Great.
You don't have to be serious all the time to achieve something enormous. You'd still learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of British TV shows like Sherlock Holmes, like
Oh yes, my
Doctor
favorite.
Who. Doctor Who, is that right?
Yes, yes. All the
Doctor
good
Who,
ones.
and
Very
I
popular.
remember, yes, Outlander. Is it
No,
British
I
or
don't know that one.
Scottish?
I haven't. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I've seen the trailer, but never had enough time to look for it. Look at it. So I can check for you, but I don't know that one. But
Yes, they're
Sherlock is
so
good.
great. But I heard British people usually prefer to watch American streams like Netflix or something like this. Is that right?
Netflix is very popular because there's so much choice on it, you know. You sit down and you just want to start a new TV series, and I've got Netflix as well, so you just scroll through, oh, this one, that one, that one, and it's so engaging, you know. When you look at the page, it tells you which is most popular at the moment in your own country. Like in England today, the top 10 shows, and you think immediately, oh, people love this, I'm gonna watch as well. So you make your choices based on that sometimes, and then again, like I said, there is just so much to choose from, so many choices. So I like Netflix. I also have Sky, and I also have Amazon Prime. I have everything, but I haven't got time to sit down and watch.
What are
Yeah.
some of the what are some of the top TV shows that British people watch these days?
Uh, I checked it last night, but I don't remember. My suggestion would be, which wasn't on that list last night because it's not put on Netflix just yet. The new series will come up soon. Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, wow.
I love that one. You watched it, I assume,
Yeah. Peaky
from
Blinders,
that.
freaking awesome.
Yeah,
That shows is like really popular nowadays, you know.
and
Even
if you
a
want
lot.
to learn about British life, although it's in, past, not today's London, or it's in Birmingham. In the past, it's set in the past, and then you learn so much from them, and then the accents and everything, the clothes, everything's amazing. So it's a bit strong though, isn't it? Like you wouldn't like to watch it around your children. So,
Exactly, yeah.
but it's still great.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little like you know, and I guess it's not like the modern English that they speak, is it?
No. No, it's
Like
uh,
old-fashioned British version of the.
yeah, and it's set in Birmingham, so it's a bit more northern to London. So you will get a different accent in there. It's good though, really good. Okay, so you tell me.
Great. To be honest, I heard people in London use a lot of American streams like Disney Plus, like Netflix, like Halo, like and also sometimes I ask from American guys. They told me they really like to watch British streams. I don't know what's wrong with them.
But
Is
come
that
on.
right?
Yes, why not? I mean, think about it. People always love what's foreign to them. Isn't it great?
Oh,
Like something different, something you don't have, makes you more curious. So you want to know about it more. So that's one factor, I think. I mean, that's my thinking. And also, both British productions and American productions are great. I
yes.
I can't say one is better than the other. So they have high budget, beautiful actors and actresses, and the acting is great, the screenplay is great. So you want to sit down and watch. Doesn't matter who produces it. So yeah. But again,
Yes.
something foreign to you always makes it more attractive.
Yeah, in addition to what you
Fantastic.
said, I just wanted to mention something that you said that whatever is foreign to you makes you curious, makes you interested to learn about it. Uh,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
and I just had an idea with my friend here, Reza, that
Yeah,
why don't people around the world, why don't English teachers in a specific don't use it in their own advantage. Like I know in London it's probably not like this, but when you're learning a language in Turkey, when you're learning, I don't know, French, English, whatever, all your classmates and even your teacher is Turkish.
that's right. Um,
There is nothing new to learn. Like for example, um just imagine a Turkish student is having a conversation with a Russian student, and so at this point they have so much to talk about. And because there is an information gap, they get to the point that they want to keep the communication, they want to keep talking.
well,
How is
that's
that
the thing.
British?
You're touching two things here. One is the availability. So if you're in a physical classroom in Turkey, for example, I'm not going to talk about in London because we've got lots of multinational students in
Yeah,
one class, so it's easy to mix those nationalities.
yeah,
But if you think about Izmir, for example, you don't get, I don't know, French, Russian, Chinese
not
student in
totally
one
on.
classroom that easily because they don't prefer to learn English in Turkey. Why? English is spoken in England. I will learn it there, they say. So they come here. But thinking about a physical classroom in Turkey, you get just Turkish students in that classroom. So they sit next to each other and then you give them a topic to discuss between them. They're like, oh, I'm shy already to speak in English, and you're already Turkish. You might also know better English than me. That makes me double shy. And then they will close up more. And then, yeah, that's one thing. The other thing I was going to say, I forgot already. I was going to say, but if you have an online teaching platform, it's easier to connect this. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. So that's also the teaching methods that you're using. So people, teachers or the schools set their teaching, the curriculum and the lesson materials. So they don't want to go outside that box, outside that line. And when they let students talk among themselves, they think maybe they are deviating from the topic that needs to be taught at the time. And then some of them also have the feeling that maybe they are being disrespected, like, oh, teacher does, we don't care about the teacher, we will talk among each other. So that also stops them from allowing students to produce the language. Of course, you still need to be careful though as a teacher, like,
I mean,
because
yeah,
you need
but
to keep it in a
working
classroom
in
setting.
an international place, people from different cultures may disrespect each other, you know, not intentionally, but this might happen. But about what you said, like the curriculum that the school sets for teachers, and you have to cover this conversation. You gotta go like this, da 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 da. What do you think about it? I mean, like, don't you think that students need a little bit more freedom to go for free discussions, to speak not only about what they've been learning, but also like to be exposed to other cultures as well.
I I'm all for freedom in speech and learning, but there are different aspects to consider in here. So if you've got a limited time, like a limited course, to achieve something in the end, you might not have enough time to play with freedom like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So you, for example, are studying for IELTS.
Yeah, yeah, not in
So
that, not in that,
okay, for
not
general
not
English,
for
then
chat.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for general English, I'm all for freedom, you know. Dogma teaching. Have you, I don't know, have you ever heard dogma teaching? You walk into a classroom without any set ready material, and
yeah,
then you say to your learners, "Hi, how are you?" You talk, and then you say, "What would you like to learn today?" She's happy as well. She prefers that style. So you ask them, what would you like to learn today? And then you let them choose and you just start teaching there and then.
yeah.
But that is quite a big thing to do, you know? You got to be so confident. You need to know your
Great.
grammar and everything.
You gotta be creative. I had this type of class. Like, you just give them something, and you let your students to play with it and see how they respond, and then you gotta assess their level, at the same time. So, for example, if you had this lesson plan in your mind, it's gonna change because the students already know that, and you gotta go with another one. Um, but to just make it a little bit shorter, because I don't want to hold you any longer. It seems like your daughter is really worried about you. She's trying to save you. Um, you see, my friend here is he's a computer genius, honestly, and he came up with this whole platform that we are together working on it, which is basically communicating. Like, this is a communication platform for students from all around the world to get to know each other and practice together. Because I know in Britain it's different. You have so many multinational schools and those kind of stuff, but it's not the same for other countries. There aren't so many students like talking to foreigners. You know what I mean? Like, there is speaking. A Turkish guy is talking to another Turkish guy talking about kebab, which they already know. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to give, like, dude, what's the point? I know what is kebab. You know what is kebab. Your first language is Turkish, so let's
Yeah,
go in Turkish. But if you try to explain kebab to a British person, or not just kebab, something unique about the culture, you get to the point that you realize that, oh wow, English is something different from what I've been learning so far. You know what I mean? You face new challenges and all those kind of stuff. And I was wondering, honestly, like, what do you think? Do you think that, like, this is gonna help the students more? Like, I mean, I'm not talking about your students in Britain, like, because you said there are so many
international
students from
students, yeah.
all different types, you know.
Of course, I mean, any platform to meet other people from all around the world and then exchange information on anything and practice English or any other language in that matter is a great opportunity for everybody. I mean, I myself even would join that. Sometimes it's not even just about learning English because I love learning about different cultures, you know.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I.
Yeah, I mean, we can always do this podcast one more time if you want, guys. But yeah, when I have a different classroom coming, for example, I had lots of students from Taiwan, and then I always ask them to prepare a travel brochure, and then I said to them, "That's your first time in my classroom. I know nothing about your culture and your city. Prepare a little brochure, like 4 or 5 pages. Draw me maps, draw me anything you like. Show me your favorite food, not just Google pictures. I allowed that too. But I said, I want you to introduce everything about your culture to me now.
Mhm.
And then it was always great to see. Yeah. And
Yeah,
doing that online makes it more accessible for everybody from anywhere. So that will work great. And well done for that, Reza. Thank you.
yeah, this
Yeah.
guy's a genius, and I realized that because this is something that a lot of people around the world don't actually notice. That
Yeah.
okay, with the online platform, you can practice your English, but it's not only that. You can also learn a lot about the different cultures and all those kind of stuff that you mentioned. And we are making it into something like an international community, people from all around the world. And I guess I'd be so glad, would be so glad that have to have people like you joining the community, because uh, as you said, you know a lot about the London culture, if we put it that way, and also the Turkish culture. You know what I mean? Like you um you gotta be like a huge uh I don't know, a huge member, like a great member to uh just to talk to others. Like, okay, this is something that you gotta do, you gotta join, you gotta go with the conversations. We've already had some friends from Russia, a lot of people from Brazil, right?
I've
and
seen some of the videos, yeah.
and those
That's
kind of stuff. So and also one more thing that as you mentioned, you've started creating your own website, right?
yeah.
Are you making videos?
I am thinking, yeah, on my Instagram page at the moment, I'm doing short mini videos. It was 30 seconds initially, but now I got up to 1 minute. I explained one phrase and then I use them in 2 sentences to show, and that's it. And then now I'm thinking about on my website, I'm gonna explain wider things, bigger things, and maybe even explain some grammar. So it will all develop in time, hopefully. But yeah, videos and podcasts as well.
Yeah, podcasts are gonna help a lot. Podcasts are becoming really popular.
And I've got other teachers that I worked with. I talked to them, and then they agreed to collaborate with me on podcasts and videos. So, like
Awesome.
this on here right now, we will do similar thing. But I'm all for joining your platform. Yeah, it's a great idea.
That would be just freaking awesome. That would be just awesome to have you there.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. That was a great session. It's really nice to meet you.
Likewise. Likewise.
Great. I think the time is going to be over. Okay, I don't want to hold you anymore. That was a great session. I really learned a lot about British culture, about British popular culture, about British food, landscape, and something like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, guys. See you
Thank
later
you.
again.
Thank
That's
Bye bye.
you.
really nice of you
Have
to
a
join.
nice